Hi, my name is Christy, and if you have never been here before, I'm just going to give you a little spiel about like why I'm here. In 2021, around November, I weighed 492 pounds, and I had proceeded to isolate myself from pretty much the world because I thought that due to my weight, I was pretty much done with life. I was going to eventually just not be able to continue living because of my size. I wasn't able to move very much. I was just very, very unhealthy. And today, I weigh 295 pounds, which is just under 200 pounds of weight loss. And I didn't have any surgery. Have just been kind of trying to take care of myself over the last 2 years, or just about 2 years. I'm not a dietitian. I am not a health guru. I am not knowledgeable in anything other than myself. Um, but one thing I think that people don't talk about enough is the mental stuff that you have to go through when you're trying to lose an extreme amount of weight, and the difficulties and things to expect, or the surprises, things you wouldn't expect. And so that's what this YouTube channel is going to be. It's going to be going through my journey. I hate to say that, I mean my journey, but my journey, and kind of letting you know how things are going with me, because I have a lot more that I need to do. But also I want to share because I know that there are people who are like me, who were in a similar situation, who are in a similar situation, that maybe you just feel really defeated and discouraged and alone, and you think that there's just no way I could pull myself out of this because it's just too much weight. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. I know how that feels, and I still know how that feels. I have difficult days, uh, just like anybody else, as far as, I forget sometimes how much easier things are for me now. But at the time, when I was looking back at some of my old videos, just being able to get out of bed took me 30 minutes. Being able to turn to the sides took me 3 minutes. To get on a scale took, another person helping me. It was very difficult. And now I can get out of bed in 30 seconds. I can get on the scale all by myself. I can leave the house. I can do things. And those are really important things to like remind myself of on days that are difficult. So what I want to do is kind of go over some of the things that I know. And I know that they're true for me. I don't know if they'll be true for you, but if they help in any way, I want to offer it. Um, I will be talking about exercise and maybe a little bit about nutrition, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a person who knows, like, I'm not a physical therapist. But I will tell you, the one of the biggest things that you need to do when it comes to taking care of yourself is take care of your mind. Because if your mind isn't in accordance with the rest of you, you're just going to come back in the same circle all the time. If you emotionally eat and you don't have the tools to combat that, you're always going to emotionally eat. And do you have to fix everything all at once? No. Do I still emotionally eat? Yes. However, I've worked on some ways to fix that. When I do it, it's less damaging. Mentality is so important. And one of the reasons I wanted to start doing this today is because right now is a very difficult time for me personally. Um, I lost my best friend Heather 3 years ago, uh, as of tomorrow. And I'm going to try not to get emotional about it because I did that already, you can tell. But this is a difficult time for me personally. And so if I'm going to practice what I preach, I figured it's a good time to do that, to start moving forward with the things that I've been planning to do. And one of them was to start laying things out and trying to help people, because that's something I wanted to do to honor her, because she always encouraged me. And if I could get through it without being a sobbing mess, I would tell you more about her, but maybe we'll get there, just not today. Um, I have, like I said, I have this list of life, and I'm kind of looking at it over here. And it's a pretty big list, so I'm not going to go over it all today. But I wanted to give you a couple of things that you can do if you're very, very heavy and you're just like, I can't do anything. I can't exercise. I can't, there's so many things that I can't do. There are some things that you can do. And I wanted to offer you a couple just to try. First of all, make a list of dreams. And I know that that sounds really hoodoo, but pretend you could do anything you want and you have all the money in the world, and just make a list of dreams. They may be things that are absolutely impossible, but just let your brain go there. You know, if you want to, like for me, I was like, I want to ride a dolphin. I want to swim with the dolphins. I want to ride an elephant. I want to pet a tiger. I want to go to Japan and see the cherry blossoms or the wisterias. Um, you know, things like that. I'll probably never go to Japan. Maybe I will. Who knows? Maybe someday. Who knows? But make lists of things. I want to go on a roller coaster. I want to, you know, those just, they can start small. Start with, I want to be able to walk across my house without being out of breath. I want to be able to go up a flight of stairs. You know, there are going to be dreams like that that are going to be real small and real simple, but none of them are stupid. None of them are dumb. None of them are unimpressive, because if it's something you couldn't do before that you could do later, that's a big victory. And that's something I'm still learning. When I was able to, you know, put a sock on, I have, my right foot is far away because I have the janky hip. So when I was able to put a sock on my right leg, I said, that's a small, so stupid thing. And fortunately, I have a support system that reminded me, like, that was something you couldn't do before. So that's important. So that's the first thing you should do, is just make a list of dreams. No limitations, no monetary limitations, no physical limitations. You could do anything you want. What would you do? Just get your brain used to hoping and looking at something other than your current circumstance. That helped me so much. And write them down. Don't just think about it. Write them down. Take pictures that you find inspiring and keep them. Put them in a folder. You don't have to show anybody. It's just for you. But that's the number one thing you can do. Number two, encourage yourself. If you are a person like me, I didn't go out ever. So the internet was my lifeline to the world. Um, you might be on social media, you might be looking at YouTube, you might be on Reddit, wherever it might be. Take a look at all of the things that you follow. Are you following things that are very depressing, things that are discouraging, things that are enraging, and that aren't really doing much to encourage you, even if it's people? And what I did is I went, like say on my Twitter, I said, I'm unfollowing everybody and I'll be adding them back as soon as I'm feeling a little bit better. And then I slowly added people and things that maybe they were close friends, but sometimes you have to get rid of close friends on social media, because we all have that friend who only posts when they want to complain. And when you're trying to heal yourself, you don't need somebody else's wounds to be in your eyes all the time. And so one of the biggest things is control what goes in your eyes and what goes in your ears. So I follow cute animals. I follow inspirational stories. I follow motivational speeches. I follow like motivational quotes. I have an app on my phone where I get to like make the background and post motivational quotes. And don't post the kind that are like the passive aggressive, like if people don't appreciate you, da da da. No. Try and keep onto the things that are positive, 100% positive, and just watch how that affects how you start to think. You know, when you watch a movie that makes you laugh, you're kind of in a better mood because you kind of giggled a little bit that day. Or if you watch something that was really heavy, like you have that I was just crying feeling all day, keep that in mind, that what you put in your eyes and what you put in your ears really does matter. And this is long before we start talking about what you put in your mouth. So that's something really simple that you can do. Just clean up your social media, you know, subscribe to things, even if you make a brand new account. If you're not, you know, I don't want to get rid of all these things, and fine, get a new account and just start putting things in front of you that are going to inspire you, that are going to encourage you. Follow people who've lost weight. Follow people who've overcome great obstacles. Follow, I'm not, this is not a shelf for you to follow me, but follow people that are going to encourage what you're trying to do and not pull away from what you're trying to do. Because there's a lot of negativity out there. There's a lot of people who are buttheads on the internet. And it's real easy to find people who can be dramatic and hateful. And it does take work, but it's worth it. So very, very, very big thing. We're just trying to like till the ground of getting yourself feeling a little bit better. One of the things I used to do, this will be number 3, was music. I had a whole thing about all of the songs had the word rise in them. And I would listen to that playlist when I had to get out of bed, in that 30 minutes it took me to get out of bed. I would listen to like Rise by Katy Perry, Rise Up by Andre Day. I can't think of her name, but just different things. But like Rise Up songs. Um, it doesn't matter what kind of music it is, as long as it's something that inspires you. If you have music that kind of makes you dance a little bit, play it. Anything that's going to get your head into a good headspace. Don't listen to sad music, because that, cultivates more sadness. Angry music has its place, but when you're trying to encourage yourself, listen. It doesn't have to be hunky dory, happy doopy music, but something that's going to make you feel like, yeah, I can do this. Changes Are Coming by Chris Daughtry was the song that it came out like the day I started losing weight, and has been like my anthem in my head. And whenever I hear it in my head, I have this montage of me like doing workouts and like getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I haven't filmed that montage, but, or maybe I have over the few years, but someday I'm going to make a montage to that song, maybe when I'm all done. So just find music that is going to speak to you and encourage you. And if it's not encouraging you, if it's your social media, if it's whatever it might be, just try to set it aside or limit your exposure to it as much as you can. This is the most important thing I can tell you if you want to start getting changes. Like, a lot of people will say meditate and find quiet time. And yeah, if you're a person who benefits from that, absolutely. If you pray, if you meditate, if you just like to just let your brain expand by watching things that you can learn something, do it. Do whatever you want to do that's going to help you do good things for your brain. Is going to be kind of where you want to focus. And it's not always easy. And you'll do this in stages. Some days you're going to listen to sad music or watch a sad show or think about the things that you don't have. But try a little bit every day to watch things that are inspiring and that will help you. Um, One of the things that was suggested to me is the resurrection of Jake the Snake. If you are a wrestling fan, you know Jake the Snake Roberts was a wrestler in the 80s and is currently a wonderful human being. But he basically has been through a lot with overcoming abuse, overcoming substance abuse, and getting his body into a place where it works. And so if you want to watch like somebody overcome something difficult, that's like online for free. You can watch it, and it's, you can watch it. I think it's on Amazon. If you are specifically looking for exercise related stuff, I'm going to list all of these, and I'm going to list these in the description below. But there was a gentleman named, there still is a gentleman named Arthur Borman, who was a military veteran, and he was unable to walk. He had the crutches, and he did this through just sitting in a chair, DDPY stuff. I'll probably be list this. I was thinking this is an exercise related stuff, but I'll still list it, and I'll probably list it again because 2 years before I even started losing weight, I watched this video and it really inspired me. So I'm hoping it will help you too. And I think I'll leave it there just so this doesn't get to be too long, but I hope it helps. I hope just these tiny things. We'll start working on some other stuff later, but those are just some things you can do today. You can do now, and you can kind of mentally think of like, okay, what are some dreams that I have? What are some things that I follow online that maybe are things I could get rid of that are discouraging me? And what are some things that I can put in front of me, musically or, documentarily or movie wise, that will bring me a little bit of joy? Because what we're going to try and do is replace hopelessness with joy as much as possible. And as goofy as that may sound, boy, does it help. There's actually, I'll leave you with this. There was a thing Oprah did a while back where she said, hold your arm out and think of the happiest memory you have. And then she would push on the person's arm, and they're thinking of their happiest memory. She'd push it. And then she said, okay, and I want you to think of the worst time in your life. And when she did this, their arm went down. They had strength just by happy thoughts. And I know I'm not Tinkerbell and you're not Peter Pan, but happy thoughts actually do help. There's a certain amount of fairy dust to that, but it's also very true. Your body and everything else follows where your mind goes. So let's work on that. We'll work on it together, because, I'm working on, this is a little bit of a rough week, so I'm trying to keep my brain doing the same thing. So we'll work on it together. and we'll reconvene the next time I post a video and we'll see how we did. Um, and thanks for being here. This is the first time I'm making an instructional video, so feel free to let me know how, how it went. Like if you think that I'm focusing too much on one thing, or if there's something you'd like me to focus on, let me know. And I have a big list still, so we'll be going through it over time, and I'm really just hoping it helps. And if you are by yourself and you're not feeling loved, I love you. And I know I don't know you, but I don't have to know you to love you. I understand difficulty. I think we all understand difficulty and feeling alone. I know what that feels like too. So you're not alone. People do care. And one thing I've learned through this whole process is that if you ask for help, you'll get it. So maybe that'll be like the number 4 thing that's just kind of a little asterisk. Ask somebody to support you. Ask for help. Even if it's not somebody you know, even if it's a crisis text line or a call line or whatever. Just ask somebody for help. Even if it's one time, just to kind of get some stuff off your chest. Give it a try. See how it goes. I love you. And I will talk to you next time.